Hello everyone, this is Charlotte and we are chatting in cars. This is the holiday edition as I'm currently sitting in my car going to run more errands. This is a podcast where I talk about random topics at length and on tangent. So if you're not prepared to invest in some weird adventures verbally, I suggest you turn on to something that's probably less, lying. So there is a disclaimer at the start of this podcast because I do swear. And I do talk about sensitive topics, and absolutely if you think that you can't handle that, not that it's your problem if you can't, you can change the channel. I have no problem with that. That's up to you as an autonomous adult. I feel you. There's a lot of shit I can't handle, but I was given it anyway. So, here it is. The topic for today is kindness. That's a nice, positive, pleasant topic, isn't it? I hope, right? I mean, we're hoping to receive kindness at some point. Or give kindness. We give kindness... Sorry, I just the other end of someone's kid. That's probably not kind. No, I didn't. Come on. We hope to aspire to be kind people, don't we? I mean, it's part of our moral code as human beings. Right and wrong, all that. I'm not going to go into sort of Dostoevsky's levels of, crime and punishment discussion about kindness and what it is to be right and moral. But we would hope that someone, if we are kind, is going to be kind back, right? I mean, that's what we're taught from infancy. If you are a nice person, with the exception of some people that are told that kindness is weakness, if you're a nice person, you get nice things back. Someone's going to be nice to you because we all want to get along. We all want things to be pleasant. As you age, you become maybe more cynical about this or maybe question it, a little bit more critical of what the version of kindness is. Some people with low self-esteem might assume that feedback isn't a form of kindness, and that's fine because some people just can't handle criticism. It's just part of life. People are going to have an opinion. Everyone's got an asshole, they're going to have an opinion. Finding a way to tactfully give feedback is a challenge, particularly if you're emotionally, you're a bit biased or something right at this point, affected. I know it's hard to be kind to someone who's been, nasty to you. Or, you're just trying to be nice to someone who's not willing to take on your particular form of remedy for their problem or something like that, As a teacher in the classroom, you have to be kind to the kids. You have to be. First of all, you're going to lose your job if you're not. Second of all, it's meant to be a nurturing environment where they're faced with these socializing practices in a way that's meant to get them further in life. So kindness is an element of that, of course. You have to find a nice, possibly saccharine way of, saccharine is in super sweet and friendly and nice, way of, conveying the information so they don't feel like they're overpowered or picked on or things like that. In the old school way, they used to just beat the shit out of you with a cane if you were wrong. I've watched portrayals of what it was in the past. I'm not sure if they're accurate, but it was over like menial shit that we just let slip these days. It's like, oh, you looked at the teacher wrong. I mean, it smacks of my parents' version of parenting, but, what can I say about boomers raising children? I don't want to go into that right now. But kindness should be at center. I mean, I don't mean that in like a manipulative way that you have to fake being kind to get what you want out of someone, because I've known people to do that as well. I cannot stand those Karens. And they are Karens. They've got two sides to a Karen. One is the horrible, I want to see a manager Karen. And the other is the fake smile, and they've got a particular face. There are memes on YouTube. I say memes or TikTok or whatever it is. I've seen it. Where the Karens have got a particular face. Sorry, sipping lemonade. But they do it with like a smile and there's a weird look in their eye, but they'll be nasty to you while they're doing it. If you ever look at that, the Karen face, go and Google it. It's pretty intense. And it's underhanded, but they're smiling while they're nasty to you. And that's not kindness. That's oddly confusing. But everyone's made like a joke of it now, so I'm guessing everybody gets the point of why that's a pointless gesture or a facial expression when it comes to getting your point across or trying to get people to do what you want them to do. I love watching Karens on YouTube where they lose their shit. It's terrible. It's like Ripley's Believe It or Not. It's like you don't want to believe it, but it's there and you can't look away, right? It's like, how can someone be like that? How is that real? There's got to be a setup. And you're waiting for like, what's his name? Punked. What was it? Ashton Kutcher. If you ever watched Bam Margera, you didn't like him either. But you're waiting for him to jump out and go, oh, it's a trick. You're like, no, it's not a trick. These people genuinely exist. And I swear to God, they live at Walmart. I've been watching. The data suggests there is a strong trend for Karens to live at Walmart. I want to go to this mythical place of Walmart where people like this exist, and they dress up in crazy kind of costume ways. I have to go there. I want to see it for myself, you know? It's part of the tour I want to do later on as America. I want to go to a Walmart just to see what the fuck it's about, you know? The voyeuristic kind of, I have to understand by looking kind of way. But these people, these Karens that use the fake smile and stuff, and it's in the workplace as well, it gives me the shits. Because you can tell when people are being fake about their kindness. Because it's so thick, you know? And they're faking it, and it's, oh, that's great. And you can tell by not only the volume, the pitch, the fluidity of their voice, this particular rhythm, you can tell when someone are being fake as fuck. And it arcs my back up every time. Because I'm like, as soon as they start this, oh my God, how are you? And you treat me like a fucking idiot. So I'm going to rebel against it. It's like, don't fake that shit for me. If you mean it, mean it. I don't want the fake shit. I want the real shit. I don't like people that fake being nice when they're in a foul mood. It's like, if you're in a foul mood, that's cool. Okay, I can understand it. Just tell me why, and that's cool. And I'll leave you to yourself, and you can sort your shit out. And when you're ready, come back, right? Don't fake niceness. If someone's faking niceness, like they're pretending to like me, I instantly know as well. It's like, I know you don't like me. Back when I was hanging out with a bunch of 20-year-olds because of my ex-boyfriend, they were fake nicing me. Is that a word? Nicing? Probably not. And that's coming from a teacher. These things are contagious, this illiteracy. But, you know, they pretend to be your friend, but you knew they were bitching at you behind your back. Because the boys would do the same. Here's a bunch of supposedly grown-ass men. They ranged from early 20s up to fucking mid-40s, if not more. And they would all get together, and I'd listen to the conversations. And they'd be bitching about the other guys. You know, my ex-boyfriend and his bestie, who's an irritating little shit at best, would sit there and, you know, just bitch about other guys behind the back. And as soon as the guys came back, it would be all, oh, we're friends again. And I used to pull him up on it. I'm going, why are you doing that? Why are you faking that? If you don't like them, just don't hang around them. But it was like, I don't know. I don't know if it's like a fear of missing out on having people around you, or if you just want to fit in that much or something like that. But look at the groups in which they were trying to fit into. And I'm sitting there going, I don't agree with this group. I don't agree with faking being nice to a bunch of people just to fit in. It didn't make sense to me. I didn't fit in with the girls that were in that group either. I don't know that much because I didn't want to do the whole fucking gossiping and bitching and trying to steal each other's boyfriends and going out and taking drugs and shit like that. And the drama side of it really fucking turned me off these people. Because I like chill. I like to sit at home. Friday night, I'm sitting there dancing around my house eating a jar of peanut butter with a spoon, and I'm double dipping, and I don't give a fuck who sees me at this point because I'm old and I don't care. 37, that's the peak age. The peak age of not giving a fuck, but your body still works partially. And it was crazy, and I didn't understand the drama of it. And I remember when I was in my 20s, I wasn't doing that either then. But then again, it could have been the autism. I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't picking up on social cues that I was supposed to be bitching about people. I mean, even when my friends get together once a year, we're all, 37. Actually, we are all 37, except for the few exceptions where they're like siblings of friends, where we hang out anyway because we're about the same age. When we get together that one time, because everybody's life has to halt at New Year's, so we can all have a glass table discussion about how we're achieving nothing and having existential crises. We get together and there's no drama, there's no bitching. They just say, what did you do this year? Oh, I did nothing. Oh, great, so I did nothing too. Okay, how are you feeling? Do you remember when? And it always goes back to like nostalgia when you had experiences with these people. And it's a very nice, kind environment. It's supportive. It's a big feeling of we're all in this together. Nobody's really doing anything particularly spectacular, so fuck it. Let's have a few drinks and have a laugh about it. But this social group, to me, was very fucking unkind to each other. And I don't understand why the group still exists if everyone's being that nasty to each other. And it didn't make sense to me. So I was very happy when I left. I'm going, confuses me. I'm getting some weird, conflicting feelings and ideas about what should be happening, but what I'm seeing is not making sense either, and it stood to reason why these fuckers should hang around each other. They don't like each other. They're not kind to each other. Why does this exist? And the only thing I came up with was maybe they're just addicted to drama. I mean, to me, I had, a pretty fucking dramatic childhood and teens and, marriage. So I'm like, I don't want anything to fucking do with that. I want calm. I want peace when I go out in my relaxed time. I definitely don't want to fucking be around assholes that are going to be doing this. Thank you. I got traffic people. I just saw a wizard guy with like a lollipop stick saying, slow down. I swear I've never done drugs, but I am driving through a construction site. Very interesting. He looked like a wizard, dude. I'm totally stoked about that. That's made my day. Wizards do construction. Awesome. Anyway, random shit. So, why do we bother tolerating these people? I mean, are we trying to be kind in itself by associating with the people? We don't want them to feel left out, even though they're being nasty pricks. I mean, we're told, don't be don't lower yourself to that level where you're going to be nasty back. So my result from that, my behavioral result, was to just leave the group. It's like, I can't change this. I can't tolerate this, so I'm just leaving. If you guys want to act and behave and be this, that's fine. It's not for me. I'm a pass. And I don't think they liked that, because as soon as I left, I started hearing reports about they're still bitching about me and stuff like that. I don't understand, man. It doesn't make sense. But at the same time, I'm reconciled with the fact that I don't give a fuck about those people. So it's like, you're all in your early 20s. You've achieved nothing. You've never had any real drama. Give it some time, okay? Maybe me and all my mates are sort of just sitting around that glass table because we're all pretty fucking tired, and we're like, okay, we've had the drama. We know what it is now. we just want to deal. We just want to have a few drinks and just, laugh about it, because it's silly at this point. But, these fuckers, they're addicted to it, and it's not in a nasty way. I mean, it's not like it's just gossiping, it's backstabbing as well. And I can't understand how you can be friends with someone who's not kind. Kindness is the central point of, making friends or maintaining friendships. You've got to be nice to people. I mean, what toxic fucking shit you going on with your head that you enjoy being shat on? It doesn't make sense. Bitching. It was exactly like, you ever seen that movie Mean Girls? I walked into it like the redhead. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm just here to be with this one guy because I like this one guy. I could give a fuck about the rest of you. You're not technically my friends. I tried to make friends with them, but it was so many, the nastiness and the mind games and oh my God. These 3 particular girls that were sitting there fucking flirting with my guy, and I'm going, look, dude, I'm not doing this. I'm too old for this. I've been a wife once. I've done the life. I've lived a life. You fuckers are no idea what the fuck you're doing. Sorry, that was someone taking too long to round a corner and my alarm went off. For brakes. I didn't brake though. I'm responsible, come on. But, it's silly. At this age, it's silly. Come on. Drama. It goes nowhere anyway, and whatever they do is just a fucking blip in time anyway at this point. They're going to look back on this 10 years ago, if they fucking remember it at all, and think how stupid it was, I think, and how much worse their life probably has got since. So, if you want to look back on your 20s in some kind of nostalgic way, you should at least make it a nice way, right? Try and remember some of the fun times. What were the fun times? Us sitting around in a bar bitching about each other. It's like, that's not really fun. That's not really nice or kind. Yeah, I don't understand that. I still don't understand. That is popular girl mentality. I say popular girl from my standpoint because it was like high school stuff. It's like these fuckers are still in high school. But they're not, because they're like 5 years late at least. Maybe 10 years late. But it's that bitchiness, clickiness, and they want to belong to this group because I don't know why. But I didn't have that problem in high school because I hung out with the weird kids and we were just happy to be there and just hang out. So it wasn't a case of, have a dig at each other. I got along with all kinds of people in high school. I was like the stoners, I was with the science nerds, I just hung out, man. I was just happy to be there. I was my little surfy chick self and I just got on with it. I think I had bigger problems at home than I did at school. At one point I was fat and I got, picked on for that a bit, and then suddenly I developed anorexia, so that went away, and it's like, okay, I don't know, shit just solves itself. There was never this need to fit in with the popular kids. But some people don't want to leave that, and the nastiness that just exists in these popular groups, for some reason, it's a pecking order kind of fucking thing, I don't know. Sad that you're still doing it now outside of school when it counts for shit. I don't understand that either. It seems counterintuitive to building any kind of fucking alliances. And we're all supposed to be pulling together to try and help each other, so what the fuck? Befuddles my brain. Or maybe that just comes with time and experience. I don't know if they even see what they're doing is destructive. To me, it's intensely destructive because they all turn on each other. And my ex-boyfriend should have known that for a fact because he's been in 3 or 4 social groups which have done the exact same fucking thing, and every time those groups have collapsed. Everyone's gone their separate ways because everyone was nasty to each other, everybody used each other, everyone stole each other's boyfriends, and now no one's friends anymore, or there's nowhere to hang out anymore because someone's being an arsehole. And it's the same fucking story again, and he's still in that cycle where he wants to belong to a group like that because it's comfortable. To me, I'm like, avoid this fucking shit at all costs. I don't want this. It's counterintuitive, doesn't get me anywhere. It's not nice. It makes you feel like shit. I would rather be kind to people that are, worth it. My friend Ellie, for example, amazing woman. She's done so much with her life. She's lived in a fucking hippie commune. She's a social counselor. She's worked with kids with disabilities. She's done fucking everything. She's amazing. And she's kind, and from her experiences, she's developed this amazing personality. She's about mid-50s now, I think. She does yoga, she's all into everything. She's really fucking interesting. She tells me that she has a problem with her temper. I've never seen her angry. And I've known her a couple of years now. It's fascinating. It's like, what is your version of anger? Because you're fucking lovely. I don't understand this. Clearly we didn't have the same kind of versions of anger. She's like a firecracker. She's lovely. Total different temperament to me. I'm chill and laid back. I like slow and steady. I'm a Taurus. I like slow and steady. It's cool, man. I will put the fire in when it's needed in certain contexts, but in this chill social stuff, I just like quiet. She is fantastic. She gets in everyone's business. She's fiery. I love it. She's polar opposite, and I'm digging it, man. It's like, I don't know how you're doing it, but you're so fucking confident. You go for it. But apparently she's got a temper, and I'm going, are you sure you've got a temper, or you just got a low threshold for assholes? That's okay. Assholes shouldn't be existing. That is not being kind. But she's gorgeous. I hope she's not lonely or anything. I know she's single and she's, mid-50s. And she keeps talking about, I'll talk about guys that I'm with and she'll get involved verbally, give some insight. She's a Libra, so she's all about justice. It's cool. She's very much with the right and wrong side of things. And she's got a wealth of knowledge. It's brilliant. And she's that older kind of woman, so she's had more experience with me. So of course, I'm deferring to information that she's sharing with me. It's valuable to me. She's been there, she's done it. But she talks about men in a way where I feel like she's had a lot of bad experiences with them. Very, narcissistic, not very pleasant men. And I don't think it's tainted her view entirely of men, but she's slightly biased, where she can pinpoint what's gonna fuck up. She knows red flags, let's put it that way. But she's lovely, and I hope she finds someone for her. I really do. I hope she finds someone like her. That would be gorgeous. I would love to see a couple like that. But then again, maybe I'm being too pushy. I'm sitting there matchmaking guys at the gym as well. I probably shouldn't do that because I don't know if they're actually gay. So It's odd. I've got a couple of couples I'm fantasizing about. You two could be a good couple. You should get together. Oh my god. We're not gay. Oh, come on. Have you tried? Jesus, boy. Expand your horizons. Come on. I probably shouldn't interfere. I won't. I'm nice. I've got to be kind. I'm just saying that you guys would work well together. I'm just saying, but I won't get involved. You know? I love matchmaking. But I really hope she finds someone that's amazing like her. So I'm leaving that there. Okay. So you've got to be kind to each other. She is kind. She's beautiful. My yoga teacher, Grace, as well, is fantastic. Same kind of woman. Not as bubbly. She's from, where is she from? Not Yorkshire, but somewhere up there. You know, same sort of accent. Or was it Somerset? Somewhere like that. But she's gorgeous as well. She's very kind, and it comes with the job because you have to have some level of niceness to get people to relax in your company, and you need to be able to look after them, and you take into consideration their differences. It's kindness, and that's helped her, you know, mediate the experiences that she's trying to give, the learning experiences. She teaches yoga, she teaches people Pilates. I tell you what, if I had someone coming at me with force that was being unkind, I wouldn't want to take on their information or experiences. I'd be like, nope, instant rejection. So you need to understand there's an emphasis on kindness. You can't catch flies with vinegar. Is that the adage? Is that the phrase? I don't know. You have to use honey. Why flies? Flies will eat anything. Flies eat shit. But what I'm saying is... bees? Maybe it's bees. I'm going to have to look at that. I think I'm crossing metaphors here. Aesop's going to have a heart attack. She's getting my shit wrong. I'm sorry. I've seen too much. I've got too much information in my brain going on. I'm crossing metaphors there, I think. But people are going to listen to you if you're nice. And I don't mean fake nice. There's been a study, I know, for a fact that sugar will attract ants. Saccharin. What's that? Artificial sweetener doesn't. So authenticity counts as well. I suppose that would be an analogy, although I don't really, I haven't interviewed ants about their level of perception of kindness and stuff like that. Maybe we should. I swear I've never done drugs. Does caffeine count? Pre-workout? I don't know. Having said that, on a weird tangent, did you know that if you put a microphone to mushrooms, they do make music? Go and Google that. It's intensely fascinating. I didn't know that. And trees make noise as well. That is weird. They make music. Anyway, I swear I've never done drugs. I'm just interested in weird shit. And it goes off on, YouTube feed tangents. Ooh, lemonade. So, what happens when you're not kind? I mean, first of all, you're going to find yourself isolated. You're going to feel like shit. You're going to start, attacking self. If you're not kind to yourself, what happens? You start losing your self-esteem. You start isolating yourself from others. You turn bitter, horribly bitter. You get very angry. What if you go the other way? What if you're too kind to yourself? Then become narcissistic, egotistical. What happens when, you're surrounded by people that aren't kind to you? Again, you might internalize that. It becomes, recognized by yourself as part of your identity. Maybe I'm not worth it. Growing up, I had that problem as well. My parents were not one for celebrating my achievements. It was considered, you will do this because it's expected of you, and you will perform, because if you don't perform, my mum will emphasize the point that you're going to perform next time. It wasn't so much a case as I didn't want to disappoint them. It was more a case of I didn't want to receive pain. So even now as an adult, because I was raised in that environment where kindness just wasn't there, I first of all was skeptical of it. I'm still partially skeptical of kindness now because I want the real thing. And I don't want, I can't stand fakeness in any kind. The only thing I could say, I don't do fakeness. The only fakeness I've got is a bit of my jewellery, but even then it's like, no, it's not, it's all real. So, that sounded a bit conceited. Fuck you, it's real, I'm not even joking, I wear silver. It's not expensive metal. Is it? I don't know, relative to what? But, I don't like fake. I've never liked fake. If you gotta say it and mean it. Let your yes be yes and your no be no, man. It's like, he was fucking right. Because at some point, your no is going to be proven to be a yes, and someone's going to crack the shits about that. Fake kindness always comes out in the wash. You can see, and some people are gifted of it, you can see through people's bullshit. If you're an empath, you can definitely see through the bullshit. You'll be absolutely ready to see and feel, or in my case, feel the change in energy, the fake energy. When I look at some of the celebrities, I'm going, I know which parts of you are constructed and I don't like it. But then again, that's part of the job. They have to have that mask, a facade. Possibly why I don't like celebrity. I don't like it. I don't like anyone who's willing to stand on a platform and fake shit. Although, having said that, it's a bit hypocritical because as workers, we fake shit all the time. We wear a uniform, we wear a face. It's called professionalism. If I really started telling people at work how I felt about them, I'd probably get fired or at least sent to, human resources. We have to talk about your treatment of so-and-so. If you ever get a chance to watch a movie called Office Space, I fucking love that movie. That guy, he goes through some fucked up work trauma. Something happens where he just stops giving a fuck. And he starts laying it on as he feels it is. And I'm like, that is relatable. And we all want the balls to do that. But we've all got to have this sort of niceness to us at this point where nobody's really telling the truth. Because if we don't tell the truth, it's going to end up bad. Oh, Christ, so I love that movie. It's brilliant. And I love the guy with the stapler. He's my favorite in the movie. And they take out a photocopier and they beat the shit out of it. They're not very kind to that photocopier, but I can understand that wholeheartedly. Those things are evil. But no, we got to be kind to each other. What does it do? What does it help people? Well, first of all, it greases wheels. You're going to get further in life. You're going to form alliances, I would hope. It might decrease the chances of having abandonment issues because people will tend to stick to you if you're actually genuinely a nice person. People will only abandon, well, I hope so, things that are not good for them. Sometimes they stay with things that are not good with them because they're messed up in the head. But generally, the idea is if you're a nice person, people will stay. It ties in with, that's the ideal really, isn't it? But it ties in with, for me, the 4 purposes I've given for life, one of which is look after other people, in a kind way, obviously, and look after self. If you look after other people, it will be reciprocated because they'll be doing the same thing and you won't have to so much look after self. That's what building alliances is. In order to look at that holistically, you have to look after self as well. Not everyone's going to have your back all the time. We've got our own shit to deal with. But at the same time, kindness is at the forerunner of that sort of idea, movement, ideology. We've got to be nice to each other. There's no point spreading anger and hatred and lies and bullshit and nastiness because it's poisonous. It doesn't go anywhere. All it does is make you more bitter and it probably shortens your life, to be honest, from stress, if anything. So why bother? Kindness is what's going to help you, honestly. I feel that. Particularly with things like manners as well. I've found that kindness is sort of woven into using good manners. Or good manners is maybe constructed from kindness. It's all with an aim to act and behave in a particular way which sort of promotes cohesion socially or, like getting along, looking after each other, consideration of others. For example, if you don't wear deodorant to a gym, which is one of my pet peeves, it really induces instant rage in me. I have trouble being kind to these people. I really do. If you're not willing to do that, then it shows a complete lack of consideration and kindness towards anyone else who's in a heated environment room where you're being active. It's like, that's just you being a dick. It's like, not that I have problems with dicks. Maybe physical dicks. Metaphorical dicks, not metaphysical dicks, that's a different topic. But metaphorical dicks, fuck you, right? It's like nobody wants one of those. Although it's slightly insulting for anyone with a penis. We could go into that critically. Do you want to talk about that for a bit? Metaphysical dicks, there's a whole nother entity. Concept. Woohoo! Astral plating. Anyway, that's a different topic. I will do a podcast on that. Thoroughly recommend. So, nobody wants an arsehole. Again, please don't take me literally on that. We all need assholes. What? Oh my God, Team America! There is something fantastic about Team America. There is a whole discussion in a bar, if you could ever YouTube it. Dicks, pussies, and assholes. I pissed myself. I fucking pissed myself because the metaphor that they were talking about was so fucking accurate. It's something like dicks don't like getting fucked by pussies or something like that. I can't do it because those guys are fucking fantastic writers and you have to go and look for it yourself. They did it so fucking well. YouTube that shit. I piss myself every time. They hit on things so fucking well sometimes. But nobody likes an asshole, really. Kindness is, you know, it's social glue, really, isn't it? You've got to be nice to people. You've got to use your manners. Don't take people for granted. Don't, you know, punch them in the face when they offer you help. It's literally or figuratively. There's no point. At some point, you're going to need their help. Everyone's scratching each other's back trying to get shit done, you know? I'm going to have to leave it there, I'm afraid. I'm sorry I went off on some tangents. I did suggest some good links, though, right? If you go and look at the Team America one, you're going to piss yourself. I thoroughly recommend. These guys know what the fuck they're talking about. Anyway, moral of the story is, be fucking nice to people. I know that you're going to have some rough patches where people don't want to be nice, they don't want to look after each other, and they're selfish little fucks. But for the majority of the people in the world, I'm hoping to God that they are good people and they will return the gesture. They will look after you. Maybe I'm being optimistic, maybe I'm being naive, but an idealized, even if it's an ideal, we got to work towards an ideal, right? It's something to stick your flag on, right? Don't give in to the nastiness of social groups. Don't participate in shit like what that social group of girls was doing. The nastiness, the backstabbing, the boyfriend stealing, all that is just, it's going to fuck you over. Not only morally, but, you know, like karmically, socially, emotionally, it's fucked. Don't do it. You don't have to do it. If you see it, don't stand for it. No one has to do it. It's only by enabling and perpetuating that shit that it exists at all. You don't have to. You absolutely can take a stand on it and say, I don't like this, I'm not doing it. That's it. The power of saying no. I'm not participating, therefore I'm not enabling, therefore I'm not perpetuating. This shit will fucking die out if we can. You know? Alright, so I'm going to leave it there. I've got to go and go to Kmart apparently, which is terrible because it's nothing like Walmart. I feel like I got the shit version of Walmart. I want to go see some people and observe their behaviours. Alright, so I'll do another podcast on the way home. I'm hoping you have a great day. It's, whoa, what day is it? Wednesday. Alright, take it easy. Fantastic. I'll see you later.